Okay, well, you guys may not know this, but Uncle Phil spent a good part of his career as a small engine mechanic. So he loves lawnmowers. And so I've got my fleet out here besides the one that he's just tried to get going over there, and it's got a bad coil on it. You haven't seen yet. That's got to stay there.
Okay.
You know what that story is on that? See what that is, don't you?
Yeah, it's an oil filter.
It's all crushed up. You know why it's out here?
No.
That's because it's an example. That's one of the ones I had to take off that car over there, and it fought me tooth and nail and drew blood and everything else. So when I finally got it out off the car, it finally came off. It was on too tight. I got out here and smashed the shit out of it, and then I threw it right out here in the yard, and this is where it stayed. So in the future, any other oil filter that wants to give me the same kind of crap like that sees what's going to happen to it.
It's going to get crunched out here in the
It's going to get
yard.
that treatment or worse. So that one stays out here in the yard, and I just mow around it, and it's been made an example of.
Okay.
So anyway, this is my fleet, and you guys have seen some of these, and this one you only saw a glimpse of, but you were asking me, Uncle Phil repeatedly asked me about this mower. What did you ask me?
If this is the one I gave you.
It is.
Okay.
You see anything different about it?
Yeah, the gas tank's up there.
You know why that is?
Probably because the one down here went out.
Yes, it did. It started leaking. See all that grease all over the deck? It started leaking real bad. And I was afraid there was going to be a fire, so I went and got that one from...
You wouldn't have been afraid. It would have been.
Well, that one over there had a fire too, so it wasn't my fault.
I see it.
This one works pretty good. This is hear him still barking?
Yep.
It's been doing that the whole time you've been here, Phil.
Yeah.
Anyway, this tank's the one I went up the road and got from somebody that had a bunch of junk mowers, and this is off a riding lawnmower, and I just ran a hose down through it, and it's been working pretty good. But I noticed if I ever leave fuel in here, it drops down and goes somewhere, so I noticed now it's running off the back of the deck, so I guess the carburetor's probably leaking or something on that, but it runs great though, so still going. And Phil, here's the deal on this mower. This is the one that I got I think it was about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I had a push mower like this one that was self-propelled, and Phil wanted that one, and I liked this one because it's lighter. So we traded up, and Phil's long since worn that one out, I guess. And this one's managed to keep on going. I'm going to run as long as it'll go. So, and this is the one that I found off the side of the road up there that somebody, I don't know what they did to it. It looks like I don't know if they spilled gas on it when they were refueling it.
Could have.
Or what, but it really screwed it up. So,
Yeah.
but I believe I'm going to go ahead and rebuild this thing. This mower, I think this engine's still good. It still turns. So I think what I'm going to do, you can get a new engine, this exact whole engine for like $129 shipped. So I was telling other people this too. I think I'm going to go ahead and just buy a replacement engine, because this thing is only like 2 years old, and this engine is so new that you can't buy parts for it anymore. You can't buy like a shroud or a tank or anything like that yet. So this engine would be good. This might actually fit on that riding mower you got from me. It's a vertical shaft engine. You know it?
Uh-huh.
If you need a mower for it, because I'm going to take this one off and just strip the stuff that's burned off of it. The shroud's probably still okay. You could probably make the shroud work.
Yeah.
It is an overhead, I think it's an overhead valve. Yeah, it's overhead valve, means it's got rocker arm in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice thing. It doesn't look like it has much.
Craftsman.
Yeah, which that doesn't mean much anymore. Oh, this one is self-propelled. Sure is.
Self-propelled.
Yep. See, this is one of these. It's called a Platinum, and it says, let me read this off to you. It says 7.25 overhead valve. Just check and add. Never change the oil. Do you think that's a good idea, to never change the oil on a lawnmower? See, I've ranted and raved about this, and everybody's heard this already. But that's just another thing that's geared towards stupid, lazy people. He's still barking. Hear him?
Yeah.
That's geared to people that all they want to do. You know what I call them, Uncle Phil? I call them rope pullers. You know what rope pullers are?
Yeah.
Do you really?
No.
Well, I'll tell you. Rope pullers are people that they walk out to the mower, they dump some gas in it, and they pull the rope. If it starts, good.
If it don't, buy a new one.
Buy a new one. You know. You already know. So you knew that.
People do that with cars.
Him over there, he bought a new weed whacker next door over there because he couldn't figure out how to rewind the starter rope on the one he had. Just buy a new one. If people actually try to fix this stuff, they never sell any new mowers.
That don't go like that.
Does it not? Well, I have not even touched this mower, so I don't know. Just checking that. There you go.
Like that.
Yeah, they had it set in the wrong place. Telling you, man. If brains was gunpowder. If brains was gunpowder, you know it. Yeah. So anyway, I'll probably just at some point fairly soon. I'm probably going to go ahead and order a motor for it and get this thing going again, and keep it as my own personal mower. I would keep this one. Boy, this one I've been as proud as can be with this thing. This is the one that also came from the not the pawn store, the thrift store, and this has got a Honda engine on it, and that's an overhead valve engine, overhead cam engine with a timing belt in it. And that thing, you know, you've been trying to get that Briggs that they have not seen yet, I don't think, but it's a Briggs engine, and they've been trying to get that. They've been trying to get that thing. We've been trying to get it started, and it won't start at all. And this one ran right away. Let me turn the fuel on. Give it a minute to go down there. And I'll let you tug on it and see what you think. Cleaned the carburetor out, and the carburetor wasn't even really dirty on, but this thing sat outside. It was filthy.
Yeah. You know, nowadays you don't even have a throttle.
No.
There's no throttle on.
This one doesn't have one. I had to replace this.
One.
That's right.
The one I got from my, well, I got to give it back to my sister, but the one I got, it don't have a throttle. It'll idle up when you hit high grass.
I had to replace this.
Yeah.
This thing was gone, so evidently they were trying to start it with the dead man thing. No, not working on it. Of course, it didn't work.
Yeah, and if it's like that, it ain't gonna start at all.
No, so they didn't understand why that was, so they just pushed it out and parked it. Good Honda lawnmower. Okay, Phil, I'm going to turn the choke on. This thing's not been running in a couple weeks. Yeah, it doesn't. It's kind of wiggy.
Yeah.
You want to give it a pull, see if it starts? You can go back. Go back. That's good. That's good. Don't hit that. That's good. That's good. Now see, that's a Honda motor for you.
Yeah.
Starts right the hell up. That is a Honda. I love that thing, man. Let me see. I don't know if I've got any 2-cycle left or not. Really. Do a cold start on the. No, I'm out. I do it on the other one. Your old familiar mower there, but I'm out of 2-cycle. So Uncle Phil's looking at the dart over here. I haven't even had the door open on this thing in months. Hop in.
Set in.
Go in. Yeah. Now, I don't know if that seat's. I think the seat's bolted. Yeah, it is.
Oh, God.
You know, I just worked hard on this thing and I just stopped on it. I don't know what the deal was, but I got new upholstery for the front seats.
Oh, God, I love to have one of these.
Well, what are you going to do to get one?
I got to find one.
Well, before you leave, I'm going to give you that guy's number in there that's got the one like this one.
Uh-huh.
And so you work the deal with him. That's what I do these days. I give Phil the information and he works the deals.
Mm. And they're just like this one?
I'll show you the picture of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Hope this poor thing runs.
Yeah, I want to go for a ride in it.
Well, me, you, and me, 3. Well, the gas doesn't smell too bad. You and me, 3, bud.
Well, am I going to have to come over here and get you in gear?
You might.
Oh, if that's what I got to do, that's what I'm going to do then.
Come on down. I'll be working next weekend probably on it. I should have, like I said, hopefully, I've got my transmission wrapped up this week. So
come over here and stick some fire up your ass.
there you go. I need it. Pop the hood
That's what I'm
open.
going to have to do if I ever want to get a ride in it before I die.
Pop the hood open. Okay. Nope.
Up here?
Yep.
It's in here somewhere. Need to bend that down just a wee little bit. Oh, God. Yeah, that needs to be bent down just a little bit.
Uh-huh. Love it. Yeah, it's a poor thing. I can't believe I'll let it sit like this. Just an idiot sometimes, I guess. I don't have enough attention span.
Keep your damn transmission out of that one and put in here and we'll get it going.
Oh, your car?
Yep.
It won't fit.
It won't.
No,
Why?
because this is a V8 and that's a 6-cylinder.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's all back together just about. It's going to be like brand new. I'm just slow. See this? You seen this air cleaner? It's got a flap under it that opens up to let more air in.
Wow.
When you kick it in, it goes whoop, and pulls that thing open.
I'd love to have one of these.
Well, you're a slave to the Kia right now.
I ain't no damn slave to that piece of shit.
That's why I don't buy
As soon as
cars
I
on
get it
car
paid off, it's going.
Yep. Well, you ought to be able to sell it now for what you owe on it, if you wanted to sell it. But there again, like I said, that would just serve to pay it off, and you wouldn't have any money left over to buy something else.
Well, what I'd have to do is I'd have to pay, see, people, when they buy something, they want the title right then.
Yep.
And I'd have to pay the $2,000 off
Yep.
and wait for the title.
Yep.
Some people don't want to do that. When they buy a car, they want the title right then.
Well, that's
Unless
true.
it's the car lot,
That's true. That's true.
you know.
Yeah.
So I can't sell it until I get the title or get it paid off.
Yeah.
You know.
I get this thing going. I gotta redo some stuff in here. I was kind of looking around. I've got another. Well, I've got. You see those old ugly ass clamps I put on the heater hoses way back then? Those old worm drive clamps, the big ones.
These?
Yep, they're totally the wrong one. So I've got the
they're
right.
too big.
Yeah, I've got the right ones to go on, the right style to go on it, and the hose to my OSAT valve's missing, and hoses.
And that here should have been longer, so it lays up on top, not down there. It needs to lay up there.
Well, it's supposed to have a strap holding them up, and the thing is, yeah, and that heater control valve is not the right one.
This one?
Yeah, it is, but it isn't because, well, I guess it is. That is the right one. I thought it wasn't. because the right ones are no longer made anymore. And I'm missing a clamp here that I never put back on. And I got a cruddy ass fuel line. I'm about to change this carburetor. When I get it going, I'm going to change this carburetor out. I was telling everybody else about that, but I've got one of those old shitbox Edelbrock carburetors on it that's alright, but I've got the original style to go on it, so it needs some more work done for sure. But that car show is in a little bit over a month, and I'm going to drive this thing to it no matter what. Might not make it back home with it, but I'm going to drive it to it. You know, when everybody says the same thing, and they're exactly right, they're saying, well, I don't know why in the world you let that car sit like that so much and not done anything with it. Well, I think this car kind of, you know, believe it or not, as much work as I do on cars, I think this car intimidates me just a little bit. I don't know why that would be, but that's okay. I don't need to be intimidated. Okay, so gotta get the transmission back in it, make sure that's working okay. I gotta swap my carburetor, my fuel lines, do some work under here, figure out what's wrong with the brakes, why they're not working right. I think all the electrics are working fine now. Steering, I replaced the seals in the power steering pump, so it should be, that's actually how that's supposed to be. Like that.
Yeah.
They didn't route them straight. Don't bend it. They didn't route them that way. No, it's actually supposed to be out here.
Yeah, that's the way it was.
That's the way it's supposed to be, actually.
Really?
Yep. If you look at the pictures, the factory diagram out of the book in there, it's routed around the front of the radiator cap. And has this clamp on it. I never found one of these damn clamps. See, that's what my brother gets on to me about. He says
he gets on to you?
Yes, because he says you go to all this trouble for all these little details like that, and then the big thing is the car's not even driving. So he's right.
Well, at least you don't nigger rig it. Sorry.
Rigger nig it?
Yes.
Is that what you meant to say? Not. That's what I say when I get on to you about grabbing things. You would have pulled that off accidentally. That's a piece of this car that was there from the factory. You can't grab stuff, bud.
I thought this here went around this here.
Let's not touch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not touch that, because that breaks off. It's never going to be on here. It's riveted on, or it's screwed on. So it's
riveted.
Well, it's screwed on, actually.
Yeah.
So anyway, this car is so reasonable. It's still got the chalk marks on it where they inspected it at the factory.
Yeah.
I don't even clean this firewall off because of that. I cleaned up there, but see, there's one, there's a paint mark. Somewhere there's another chalk mark. All my tags are right. See, that tag back there on that motor says 0503. That means that motor was built the 50th day of 1973. And that's significant because this car was built. If you come over here and look, come here, I'll show you something. In a sec.
Vacuum that off?
Yeah, we'll get it. So you coming down next weekend?
Yeah.
Alright. Today is the 8th of May. This car was built 4/73. So that means every component on this car is supposed to be older than 4/73. It was built. That number right there, it's the camera or focus on it, says 041019. That's month is 04, day is the 10th, hour the 19th. So this car was built April the 10th of 1973.
Wow.
You want to see when yours was built? Your car is the same exact year as this one, but your car is older than mine. So let's go look and see here.